Hello, it's Matt4 here, and welcome to another video. Now, today we are going to be talking about Arrow Season 5, Episode 1, called Legacy, I believe. And this episode is obviously the first episode of the new series, coming out straight after Flash yesterday, which was a fantastic episode. If you haven't seen my Flash review, go watch that. And go watch that now, I guess. Or whatever, really. But yeah, so let's get into the review of this episode. Now, we return to the Arrowverse, we return to Star City, and we have Oliver and the team. Well, the team has sort of been cut down, and the whole episode, Felicity and Curtis are trying to convince him to create this new team. While this is happening, obviously, there are other threats in the episode, and he has to sort of deal with those and get over that sort of stuff. Now I'm going to, as I did with my Flash video, try to keep away from spoilers, not necessarily do what I did before, like last year, change it up a bit, do it in this new fashion. So I explained all that yesterday in my Flash vid, so if you want to know more about that, go watch that one. So yeah, this episode was actually really good. It's coming off of a really bad couple of seasons for Arrow. Like season 1 and 2 were really top stuff, but then season 3 and 4 couldn't really pick up on the greatness that was Arrow season 1 and 2. However, this start is a positive start. It's a good start. I mean, there are a couple of bits that were a bit iffy, and I mean, some of that stuff was a bit iffy, but there's always going to be bad stuff in each episode. Most of the episode was absolutely fantastic. The fight choreography that we know and love from Arrow is back, and it's really good. Some of the effects used in this episode were really fantastic, and some of the new trick arrows that Oliver gets to use are really portrayed well in the fights with the bad guy for this episode. What I thought might have happened was they would have one central bad guy just for this one episode. However, it doesn't seem that that's going to be the case, and this big bad will last for a couple of episodes maybe, and then they'll defeat him after like 2 or 3. Hopefully, that's what I'm hoping for, because that's what the old Arrow used to be, defeating different enemies every episode. The last 2 seasons, it's sort of been a bit fleshed out and sort of been quite recurring. With each episode, they're sort of going after the same villain and sort of tracking the same storyline. I like how Arrow used to be, where they would defeat different enemies each time, then every now and then you'd get a main story episode. So hopefully that's sort of what they're going to be going back to now, which would be quite cool to see. I'm still undecided on this new team. I'm not sure how it's going to be. I don't actually think it's going to be. Well, so far I'm not liking the looks of it, but I don't know, we'll have to see how they portray it, because we don't actually see any team members sort of join in this episode, except for Curtis, who I'm a bit unsure on still. But maybe if he becomes a bit more manly, that might make it a bit better. Now, that might sound very sexist, but what I mean by that is he's quite weak at the moment, and to become a vigilante he needs to become strong. And I'm not saying that, like, because he needs to become stronger, like Laurel, like Thea, like Diggle, he needs to become stronger, train more. Maybe he will be better, and maybe he will be a sort of good vigilante, but right now he doesn't really sort of have the character to sort of be that. But maybe he'll improve in the future. I don't know. Hopefully he will. Otherwise, I'm not sure if I'm going to like this season of Arrow. Now, we're going to talk about the flashbacks now. Obviously, he's gone to Russia to take out the woman from the flashbacks last season. Her village's owner, or whatever they liked. The guy that took over her village and killed her mother or something, and sent her and her brother to Lian Yu, where Oliver met them, obviously. So he's going to try and take those people out, and meets up with the guy from the island that he met back in the day, one of the guys that was captured on the ship with Sarah on the Amazo. Yeah, and so far the flashbacks have actually been alright. They haven't been too central. I mean, there's a couple of things that were a bit weird. I mean, Oliver's hair looks a bit weird. I mean, it's now black. I don't know. Some of his dialogue's a bit weird, but that's always going to happen. I talked about this last season as well, with how the flashback Oliver isn't really like flashback Oliver was in season 1, or like how Oliver was when he returned from the island in season 1. That was a really good sort of portrayal of Oliver. Now it's sort of a bit different. But, I mean, that's always going to happen because they're not going to write the show in the same way as they did before. So I can excuse that. Yeah, but other than that, this episode was really actually quite good. Definitely better than most of the episodes in season 3 and 4. So it's really got me interested for this next season of Arrow. Hopefully it can be better than before. With this as well, I was talking about how the flashback Oliver didn't seem like season 1 Oliver. However, there was quite a nice callback to season 1 in this episode, where obviously we figure out where the Bratva man breaks Oliver's thumbs, and you see that that's how he got out of the ties in the very, very first episode of the entire show. He does that, and he says, "No one will know my secret," and that's an exact quote from episode 1, and he uses it again in this one. I quite like Oliver's new state of mind. He's gone into a state of mind where he's back on the killing rule. The killing rule's still a thing. He can kill people now, but only if it's necessary, or something like that, I think, are his rules. He's slightly adjusted them. I quite like that. I quite like his more ruthlessness. I think he will go back to being non-killing, but right now it's actually quite good. So anyway, thank you guys for watching this video, and I will see you next time.